I text Jason Jackson Jr. the third prior to Game 7, the Heat in the Garden. Miami Heat play-by-play voice, and I said nervous question mark. And he was not nervous at all. It's all about the money for Jason Jackson Jr. the third. Welcome back to the program.
All about the money. I mean, it's a significant portion of the spoils.
Okay.
Your girl Sherelle wants a new kitchen.
Okay.
I mean, quartz and LGs and backsplashes and waterfalls.
But you weren't nervous. You were not.
Do,
you weren't nervous about your Miami Heat. Why?
For what? Because this team has done this all year. I mean, like, honestly, when you look at the regular season versus the postseason, the stretch of goodness hadn't really existed in any consistent way in the regular season. I think the longest winning streak for the Heat during the regular season was 3. Okay. There were a few of them, but it was the longest winning streak. So the fact that, they jumped out to the 3-0 lead, okay, seen that. The 3 losses was really 2 1/4, but they don't count them that way. That last loss was the type of thing that gets your full attention,
But, okay, you're not nervous at all and going into Game 7. Come on, pregame, the hype video, all of that, you're not going, uh-oh.
No. Gang Green only has so much that they can really toss at you. That is what I refer to as the fan base of the Boston Celtics, Gang Green.
Okay.
And when it got tough, Danny, and I'm talking at the beginning of the fourth quarter. No, let's go back to halftime when the boos started in Game 7 on the home floor. Where's the jet fuel that you're giving your squad that's supposed to cascade down onto the parquet? Gang Green, boo! Stop jacking it. I'm like, what are they talking about?
How nervous are you facing Denver?
Again, my name should be Purvis.
You're never nervous, Purvis Ellison?
I'm never nervous.
Okay.
The thing that does concern me is that how do you stop Joker? Like, where is that? You can run him around. I think that's the first thing you've got to say is let's make him just exude as much energy as possible defensively. So now I see Bam Adebayo starting on the baseline for every set and sprinting to the top of the arc in 90 pick and rolls. 90. And I think that's the only way to just get a little lather going. On the other end, you've seen this. And he'll get the ball. Here comes the double team. He is an enormous human being. He just looks over the top of everything, finds whoever's open. They'll make it or they won't, but they've been rolling, so the making tends to happen. You cannot shake that man. And now that everyone is so super confident, it's going to be a scrambling defense. And I think that's what really helped Miami against, I think Milwaukee was probably the closest thing they get to in the sense of, and Giannis wasn't at 100%, but that's, you go back and you look at that, you watch every loss in the last 6 weeks, and you try to figure out something that just keeps that big monster on the move.
We're talking to Jason Jackson, play-by-play voice, and also TV host and NBA host on Sirius XM, joining us from Denver. Game 1 coming up tonight, Miami 8.5-point underdog. Feels like both these teams trying to embrace the nobody thought we would be here, or, we're the underdogs here. Denver is a big favorite here, but they're playing the nobody wants to give us any credit. How is that playing, do you think, with the Miami Heat?
Dan, they don't care. I mean, and it's not even disdain for Denver having that edge. That's just the mentality of this group. If you saw Jimmy's comments yesterday, that really leads to everything that trickles out of the mouth of Kyle Lowry, out of the face of Bam Adebayo, as well as everybody on that roster, is that if the Heat play their best basketball, then that's the best chance to win. What is that? That is defending your you-know-what off, turning that defense into offense, and then everything becomes a little bit easier. Let us discuss, though, the reality of 1 mile in the air, particularly the first game. That is not something to take lightly. As someone who walks 3 levels of stairs in that building, huffing and puffing, I was literally just sitting in my broadcast location, section 260. Thank you, Nuggets. That's lovely. I'm looking down to the floor. I'm literally going, I'm lightheaded up here, and I'm sitting still. Like, so that just getting acclimated to that, I think most players say takes about 2 quarters before that happens. So it's going to be interesting to watch how.
Are you saying that the altitude could affect your performance tonight in Game 1?
I'm going to have oxygen
Okay.
between my legs. It's going to be easily accessible.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It feels like Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler have already won the playoffs. That we recognize how great Spoelstra is nationally. And Jimmy Butler, here he is again, Jimmy Buckets. Say that fair?
Thankfully.
Yeah.
It's funny. So Spo doesn't need it and has a disdain for even sitting and talking to us. I think I shared with you last time. Jimmy has no use for us as the professional observers of things. They do what is required of them in the sense of communicating. Obviously, after 27 years in this business, 15 as the head coach of the Miami Heat, Spo gets it and understands that there are a couple of layers that are there when it comes to communicating. Fan base, sometimes still talking to your players that way, that there's a usefulness to at least allowing us to note that you're one of the best that do this. Jimmy does not care. And I don't know if that's, the ducats or just the fact that he's from Tomball, Texas, or just his inner wiring, but it's just that part of it neither one of them needs, and it does radiate to some level through the rest of the crew, which makes it an easy team to like, to root for. I was talking to somebody, one of our colleagues from the Worldwide Leader, and that person was noting that if you're a hoop head, this is going to be one of your favorite finals. It may not be the highest rated finals, but as a hoop head, these two teams, with some of the names we've already talked about, these are just really good basketball players, great basketball technicians in the head coaches and staffs. So this is going to be a really, really good basketball finals, most likely. I just don't know if there's enough radiating from a casual fan that makes the finals, a ratings juggernaut.
Tyler Herro not playing tonight, maybe not game 2, maybe you bring him back game 3 at home. Could it be a bad thing if he comes back, given the injury and then trying to come back to play in the NBA Finals?
It's hard to make 20 points per game bad, but what I will say, it'll be different. His usage is more. I was told early in the season that it was at the level of Dwayne Wade. And I remember my eyes popping out of my head because I watch this man all the time. And I'm going, he has the ball in his hands that much? I didn't realize. But Tyler really worked on his ball handling 2 years ago. And so he can get anywhere on the floor that he wants, and then he can score everywhere, at the basket, mid-range, and 3. What that does sometimes, as you well know, sir, as someone who is a bit of a ball hog himself.
Absolutely.
Is that it does alter everybody else's touches. I think Tyler's been paying attention over the last 6 weeks and realizing that when the Heat have 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures, the offense is a hell of a lot easier. But that man can score. Like, that's literally what he does. I believe the nickname is Bucket. We got a lot of buckets in our joint.
Yeah, you can't have Jimmy Buckets.
That being said,
yeah, you can't have a couple of buckets there. You got Jimmy Buckets.
He is boy wonder, but I mean, the man's a father of 2 children. I can't call him a child anymore. It's ridiculous.
He's got 2 kids now?
Tyler.
Yeah. Maybe it's the bucket hat that he's been wearing on the sidelines. Is that why he's known as Bucket Boy or whatever?
Nah, man. Nah, he can score.
Okay, all right.
He's something else.
All right, you sound pretty confident here. I think you're kind of absorbing Jimmy Butler. I think you're taking on Jimmy Butler's persona here a little bit.
I think it's the other way around. I am the elder now.
Yeah.
I am the elder.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
have fun.
I am realizing that at 51, I arrived at this job at 32, and I was the same age as the most senior players. And then you evolve into being the same age as everybody's crazy uncle.
Yeah.
And now I'm the same age, if not older, as most of the parents.
I met you in your
So I do have a different
20s.
perspective about.
You were in your 20s.
That's when we met.
Yeah.
Talking about when I got to Miami.
I know, but I'm just saying I've known you when I saw you when you were a kid.
23
Yeah.
when I arrived.
23.
Bristol, Connecticut.
Right outside my door, my office.
Here we go.
Yeah. Jason had a cubicle right outside my door, my office. The new guys.
Looked like I served him daily.
I said hello to you. Right?
Yeah, oftentimes stole my TV.
I didn't steal a TV from you, but I told you I did it.
You had to. It was an us versus them environment.
Yes, it was
created.
Yes,
by the management at the mothership. That was ridiculous.
Yes. But you were a new guy. I needed an extra TV in my office, and I didn't think you were using it that much, so I just brought it into my crib.
Well, when you were walking out the door, and I still had 4 hours until my show was on. So.
You were welcome to go into my office.
I would imagine you're thinking,
watch.
oh, well, he'll be fine.
Yeah, and you were, weren't you?
After about a year and a half,
Yeah.
yes, I was fine. Got there.
All right, have fun tonight and conserve your energy, okay?
Little small breaths like.
Are you okay now? I mean, you're.
Danny Aiello and Harlem Nights.
Marvin got that one. I didn't get Danny Aiello and Harlem Nights.
At the end, when they lock him in the safe, and Eddie Murphy tells Danny Aiello, take short breaths.
Short breaths.
Or else you're bleeped up.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody should be here to get you out of here by Monday. And this was a Friday.
Yeah.
So he's like, you should probably take little tiny short breaths.
Have fun tonight.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck tonight.
More games, more money, Danny.
Yeah,
Let's go.
That's all he cared about. Jason Jackson Jr. III, the Miami Heat radio play-by-play voice. Yeah, I said, are you nervous? He goes, hey, more games, more money. And I go, well, that doesn't sound like you're nervous. He goes, no. He goes, I'm not playing.